So we are going to another temple, which used to be the king's temple. It's only 8 o'clock and it's getting very hot. Not sure if this is the king's temple, but there are some tourists getting some private religious ceremony, throwing of the holy water, I guess. I'll just keep walking down. So I think this is the Phenomana's temple. It used to be the king's private temple, and this pond used to be the concubines of the king. I would have to thank a friend who wrote down a nice note for me so that I could come here and figure out a few things that people usually miss. I wouldn't have known about this temple had she not written the note for me. But it looks like a cool place. Hardly any people here. So we'll take a quick visit and then go back. It's actually so weird to imagine these things were made more than 1,000 years ago. What kind of equipment those people must have used, the labor work. With today's technology advancement, it might be easy to make something like this, but obviously the craftsmanship would not exist because this has come with years and years of skills. So that's a private temple. Again, this is closed for restoration, so we can't go inside, but we can take a walk at the entrance. Try to find ourselves a good spot. Oh, I miss my photographer now. He would have taken some brilliant pictures again. So all these temples, one thing I noticed, the signage is minimum to non-existent, and you have to be very careful and watch your footing here. The stairs, the steps, all are uneven. So going to the elephant entrance now. So I could have just walked to the king's private temple from here and then come out, but I went to the toilet and landed on the other side. So oh, sorry, that's a Baphoun temple. Elephant terrace, king terrace is 420 meters. Sorry, my bad. So they give you a map when you buy the ticket, and after buying the ticket, which is around 5 kilometers away from here, the official place, we went to a pub and I lost the map there. I thought I would be able to find another one here, but nah, there's no map. And as the signage is very bad, it's quite difficult to know which temple is what. So I was at Baphoun temple and I thought that was a king's temple. Looks like an elephant carving and somewhat like a lion at the top. Oh, the terrace of the leper king. This is it. So this is the king's private temple. I think the Baphoun temple was much better. Looks pretty small for a king. So these ponds used to be the concubines of the king. It's called the king's terrace or the king's temple as well. Pretty cool setup. I think this is the Thomanon temple. Again, they were asking me for the ticket. My tuk-tuk driver quickly came and spoke to the guy. Since this is one of the smaller temples, he didn't waste much time. He checked with someone and allowed me in 1 minute. So I think this is very small, unless there's another section on the other side. But I'm sure there might be so much history behind this. Unfortunately, I don't have network, so I can't Google, or else I would have passed the information on in this video. And there are no tour guides over here, as these are the smaller ones. So we just keep walking and soak in the architecture. So that's the Srei temple. So once you visit the bigger temples, the smaller temples will be underwhelming. So it's better you don't spend much time there. For me, it's very difficult. I don't know what the background is, so it definitely doesn't make sense to spend time. rather go to the big temples, try to find a guide or some information so that I know what I'm looking at. So this is the Dakyo temple. This tree here, it looks like it's bloody hundreds of years old. So all the small temples as well, they have people checking tickets so that you don't bypass. So it's one of the most majestic and distinctive temple. We are 1 kilometer east of Victory Gate of Angkor. I thought it might be more than 2 kilometers away. Steps are very steep. Now in two minds whether to go up or not. So finally taking the plunge and doing the steep climb up. It's very hot. The climb itself is not difficult, but it is the heat that is killing us. So this is the view on the top now. I don't know who designed that steep steps. Obviously he wanted to make it difficult to reach the temple. I'm running out of breath. It was that steep. Day of visit. That's the only sign you see everywhere, so you know which direction to go in. So you can actually climb more steps and go to the top. There are some statues. So just to give you an idea, that's how steep the steps are. And this is only to the temple. The first one that I showed you was right here. I don't know how I'll go down there. So that's the Ta Prohm temple, the temple where Tomb Raider was shot. Angelina Jolie was here. So quite cool. So this temple is also called Jungle Temple, just because it's covered by trees everywhere. I think there are a couple of monuments as well here, which are covered by trees, as in the roots. I'll try and find that place. It's pretty cool to see ASI doing some work in Cambodia and helping them restore this magnificent temple. I saw a picture outside where one of the entrances was completely ruined, and ASI did a good job of actually restoring it. So this is the impact that a movie can have. Temple is one of the most popular ones just because Tomb Raider was shot here. And that's what movies actually do for tourism. They can boost the economy. That's the famous tree I was talking about. So this place after Angkor Wat looks the busiest to me so far. The beauty of Angkor Wat is something you need to experience. It's a UNESCO heritage site for a reason.
From behind, do you want to get that one, Jared?
So this is one of the most famous spots to take pictures. So that's the most famous location. I think I'd seen a picture of this online, and that's when I wanted to come to this temple. So this is the conservation work done by India. Prince Northam Shanuk appealed to the world community to save Angkor Wat in 1980. And India was the first country to respond because they share such a similar cultural heritage. Temples in India are massive as well. So probably there would be people who have worked on that project or a similar project already. So guys, let me show you. This is my hotel, and check the car parked outside the hotel. The Rolls Royce is such a common sight here.